Beyond the Badge is brought to you by the Edina Crime Prevention Fund.
When the Edina Fire Department is pushed to its limits, there's a group of firefighters dedicated to providing backup. Edina TV's Dietrich Nissen spoke with one of these firefighters about his decision to join and why it turned into a full-time job.
If it were 7 years ago, you would have swapped this hose in Pete Knaeble's hand for a piece of chalk.
Out of college, I was a math and computer science major and decided those fields weren't for me. So I got into teaching and I really enjoyed that.
Back then, Knaeble was working through his 8th year as a special education teacher when he came across a sign for on-call firefighters in Edina.
Thought as a side job to teaching, I'd see if I could help people in that way. So I started doing that. Fell in love with it from the minute I started doing it.
His on-call training meant 4 hours per week of class and a minimum of 4 hours a month riding along with a shift.
It can be a lot. It can be very stressful. It can be a lot of hours, but it's well worth it in the end.
During that time, Edina fire staff guided Knaeble through each of these vehicles, ensuring he knew all about their equipment and how to maintain it.
And seeing what they do every day and the fun of getting to run out the door and go help people and stuff like that, it was just something I couldn't get enough of.
Our volunteers, a common thing we'll hear from them is it's something they've always wanted to do, but just because of life, they weren't able to do that. And for them to be able to give back to their community through this type of avenue is a great opportunity for them to go back to those dreams that they had when they were young.
Dreams that Edina Fire Chief Tom Schmidt says help keep the city covered during larger fires.
Today we're getting busier and busier, especially with our EMS calls. Anytime we have a large event like a structure fire, we will quickly outpace our resources that we have in-house, and we need to help backfill and make sure our city is continuously covered.
To maintain that level of service, the department currently employs 11 on-call firefighters capable of responding within 10 minutes.
Well, the process of getting into the department is the same as our full-time staff. So the application process, the vetting out on the front end is all the same. And then they go through basically the same training except for the paramedic level of trainings.
And although Knaeble was influenced by his father's work as a firefighter for Ridgefield's fire department, he says the decision to become an on-call firefighter is open to everyone.
We can always use good people. We'd love to have them. So I encourage them to apply, young, old, big, small, men, women, all sorts. It's a great job.
A job that could have only been found from a desire to learn and serve the community. In Edina, Dietrich Nissen, Edina TV.
Edina Fire Department hires on-call firefighters as needed. The hiring process usually begins in late spring as recruit training starts in early fall.